Brain, how terrifying it can be. This woman, driven by love, unhesitatingly took the blame for her prosecutor boyfriend, yet he sentenced her to 5 years in prison. Little did she know she would regret it for a lifetime. And so, she was placed in a women's prison. While sleeping, the prison bully decided to teach her a lesson. Startled, she quickly stood up. The woman next to her informed the bully that she was in for a hit-and-run accident. The bully took off her smelly socks, unwashed for a week. Another woman securely restrained her. Then, the smelly socks were stuffed into her mouth to prevent her from screaming. No matter how Tina struggled, it was in vain. The next day, during their morning exercise, Tina suddenly fainted, but even so, she was handcuffed and lying on a hospital bed. The doctor asked her when her last period was. Tina looked confused. As soon as those words were spoken, she was utterly dumbfounded. Meanwhile, the boyfriend of the deceased learned this news, feeling that the game was getting more interesting, because he sought revenge. The scumbag also learned that Tina was carrying his child, leaving him unsure of what to do. Months flew by in a blink, and it was time for the baby to be born. Accompanied by Tina's agonized scream, the child came into the world. When she saw her baby, a happy smile appeared on her face, but the nightly cries of the child irritated her fellow inmates. When she was about to grab a pillow to strike again, a woman stepped in front of her to protect her, and this woman was the only one who didn't bully her. Soon, the little baby learned to walk, and the daily life with her child made her feel happy. Even the prison guards loved the little baby, but when the guard asked who the child's father was, she shook her head and refused to say. The guard told her that she would be released in 18 months, and she must not create any more trouble. After the guard left, the prison bully started causing trouble for her again, mocking her for giving birth to a fatherless child in prison, and even threatening the child. The child was scared and cried loudly, but that wasn't the end of it. The bully said that even if the child is raised well, it will still be the child of a murderer. Fortunately, Lucy appeared in time, and told them not to go too far. The guard hurried over upon hearing the noise, and they were able to escape. One day, while operating the sewing machine, she saw the child next to her. Lucy suggested sending the child away, as it wouldn't be right for the child to stay in prison forever. But Tina believed that the child should stay with its mother. To her surprise, her father had become mentally unstable since she left. Mike felt guilty, and took care of their father all the time, but following him around all day made him frustrated. When he returned home, his mother scolded him again, and forbade him from having any contact with Tina's family, because she was a murderer. She was not worthy of being their daughter-in-law, and she told him to forget Tina, and find a new wife. Meanwhile, in prison, Tina worked hard every day, and took care of her child attentively. When the voices of her cellmates became too loud, she would quickly cover the child's ears, afraid of waking them up. The next day, Rick, who was determined to seek revenge for his girlfriend, decided to request special treatment for this mother and child from the prison guards.